How's it going, my fellow fidgeters? This is the Fidget Professor here with yet another wonderful review. And today we are going to be looking at Wanwu, specifically with 4 fidgets that I have of theirs. To give you a heads up, next week I will review the remaining Wanwu fidgets that I have. I've already done the Taya sword, so I won't include that one in next week's video. But to start, we have the hammer, the iron whip, the NFE transmitter, and the sound barrier. And we will start with the transmitter. So this is what people call a linkage spinner, meaning that the action of spinning causes something else to happen. Now, I have my earbuds in, and that's what I'm using to record. You see that it has 2 sides, and they're really pretty. Like this is probably one of my favorite fidgets as far as spinners are concerned. And it looks kind of like a speaker on this side, so the name transmitter does actually kind of make sense. But so when you spin this, you can have either this won't spin, or let me see if I can get it going this time. There we go. Now, you may not be able to hear it, but this thing makes a sound. Some of the ball bearings in here, if I'm understanding the mechanics of this correctly, the ball bearings in here are what start making this spin. So, let's see if I can get that center part to start spinning. Yeah, there we go. This is probably one of my favorite spinners that I have. Like I said, I really like the idea of a... that's how you do it. If you turn it at an angle, that's how you get that center spot to start. And when you hear it, or when it starts to spin, that's when you hear the noise. I'll put this up to my earbud to see if you can hear it. See, and it's cool because when you spin this starts off spinning slowly, and then it catches up and takes speed with this. So I really love this. Like I said, this is probably the one spinner that I use more out of the rest of my spinners. But let's move to the next. Next, we have the sound barrier shield. Now, this is a haptic slider. So, I think I mentioned in my last video that there is a difference between haptic and mechanic. Haptic is typically magnetic, because you can feel the resistance and hear the resistance. I love that sound. And then a mechanic usually involves the ball bearings of some kind, or some kind of track to that usually clicks. So that's how you can kind of tell the difference. If it clicks, it's typically a mechanical, and if it's got that slide to it, even if the magnets are covered, it's more than likely a haptic. I don't use this slider as much just because I do typically keep my Wanwu stuff all together. And due to circumstances, carrying my massive EDC bag has been difficult with my back. So I have resorted to carrying just strictly certain sliders, which I've got a moment, so I'll show you that. This is typically what I carry. Some of these I have reviewed, some of these I have not. I have not reviewed that one, this one, or that one, or this. or these, but these I'll get to later. But like I said, I do typically keep. I haven't reviewed you either. Get back in your hole. But given that I do keep my Wanwus all together, I've just not got those set into that bag yet. But let's move on. Alright, next we have the armor whip. Now, when I got this initially, I thought that it would be more to it. I thought there would be a little more to it. I also thought it was going to be a whole lot smaller than what it is. But as you see, this is fairly hefty. But this is more of a mechanical spinner, clicker, whatever. Because this is the part that spins right here. Really cool fidget, don't get me wrong, but you know, I guess in a way it does help because it already has a built-in scepter mode. Don't get me wrong, I wouldn't mind having a longer handle like this, but this is a pretty cool little thing. Plus, you know, weapon-wise, it's like whatcha. But yeah, like I said, when I first got this, I thought it was going to be bigger, I thought it was going to be smaller, because a lot of the reference photos that I saw for it didn't have it in anybody's hands, so there wasn't much that I saw in regards of that to get an accurate view of the size, until a friend of mine showed me a video of his, and I kind of went, okay, that's far larger than what I was expecting, but neither here nor there. Alright, and for the last one, we have the hammer. Now, the cool thing about this is that not only is this a multifunction, this, from everything that I have read, can be used as a window breaker, which honestly is really cool. For the simple fact that, God forbid something happen and you can't get your door open, if you happen to have this, it's got this ceramic ball on the bottom. And I'm thinking that's how you hold on to it like that and punch, and that's what breaks the window. Really cool design. But you've got this little spinny thing back here, and it only goes one way, because if you go this way, it goes to unscrew it off of the device, or off of the fidget. It here doesn't have a button, but now on this side, these are rollers, and not only that, it's a button. I have not seen many people try to modify this. I'd be interested to see what people do with it. But I've just not seen to be fair, I've not seen many people with this. Trying to find it was almost impossible. These two I found off of TRB Creation, and I got lucky because, come to find out, they didn't have this in stock or listed as in stock on their website. But I asked, and they said, oh yeah, we've had no interest in it before, so we just took it off. But we do have one, so here you go. Yes! So I got my hammer, and then I got my my armor whip. So looking at these, and then I will show you the ones that I will do for the video next week. I honestly do believe that Wanwu decided to go strictly with the Chinese weaponry, or with handheld weaponry, because these are all Wanwu as well. There's supposedly one that was like a very, very, very small minimal run, that it alone is like, I'm wanting to say, I heard someone say it was like $2,400 just for the one, and I'm like, oh no, I can't afford that for one fidget. But I have all of these, and these will be for next week. So like I said, I think Wanwu just decided to go strictly with the handheld weaponry style of fidgets because, in one of my previous videos with the ED cell breaker, that particular design originally, if you search, it was originally Wanwu that created that. I do not know the reason why they deviated away from that one, as popular as it is, but you know, now that's money for ED cell. But I'm going to cut this video short. Well, not short, it's already long. My apologies. I'm going to end this video. So these four fidgets, they're very fun. The only thing that these two you will have the harder time finding, I have found, which sucks. But these two may be a little easier for you to find, if you're lucky. And then you have these guys, which I will review next week. They're pretty cool too, and we will get to those next week. And with that said, my name's the Fidget Professor, and I hope you have a good day.